And welcome to our weekly patch notes discussion for Icarus. Today Echo is back. Yes, she's back. So I'm gonna switch over to Discord and then we wait till she starts her stream as well.
Well, hello and welcome back to week 150. I'm here with Carney. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, thanks. How you doing?
I'm doing way better. I am free of
Good.
DPD and it's just fantastic. It is super fantastic. I have been away for far too long. It has been way too long. I want to get right back into it. So if you wouldn't mind, could you start us off, please?
Alrighty. So this week we are at week 150. Nice number. This week we have 12 plus fixes and improvements for the Null sector. The Null sector which got released last week and
Yeah,
which we have been playing as well, as you could have seen on my streams.
yeah.
So, we've got a bunch of fixes and improvements for the Null sector today, after a shorter week here at Rocketworks. So, we are currently at week
Okay.
150. This is another milestone we are proud to achieve with you all.
Yeah, and I'm glad to be back. I really am.
Yeah, me too. We can finally get some co-op gameplay in again.
Yay! Missed it so badly.
I know,
But
right?
no DPD anymore. So, yeah, no 5:30 starts in the morning.
Good, good. So, continuing the patch notes, we have released a null sector last Friday, and as we mentioned in the post, we spent the start of this week at our company reorientation. This has meant that we have had less than 3 days this week to spend on the patch, so we have focused on fixes for the null sector and improvements based on the feedback, as they already told us last week. So
Yeah.
now, if you missed the post last week, we do a full breakdown of the null sector, and then is the link to, I believe, last week's patch notes.
Yeah, I'm going to be careful where I click around that because I don't want to click the link.
Now, the null sector is a new hardcore region of the Prometheus map, which requires the New Frontiers expansion to play. If you have the New Frontiers expansion DLC, you automatically have the null sector free of charge. But yeah, you do need the New Frontiers DLC if you wanna start null sector missions yourself. However, if you
Yeah.
play in co-op, only the person starting the mission or the open world needs the DLC, as with
Yes,
all Icarus DLCs.
I of late have not been able to get round to getting that. So now I can.
You already had the New Frontiers DLC. It was part of the Supporters Edition.
Yes, so I'll automatically have the expansion. I didn't get the Art Deco thing, is what I mean.
Ah, okay.
So this week we have notable fixes, if you please.
So we fixed some issues with the northern Prometheus Arctic regions, as some of the meshes were not brought across in the merge. This meant that there were large landscape meshes missing, and there were areas in which you basically could fall through the map.
Oh, we've done that before.
Yep. Usually, if you're on your mount and you fall through the map, you tend to lose your mount as well. So I'm glad I fixed
Not,
those missing meshes.
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, we got to a point really, didn't we, where if you fell through the map, it would just respawn you back up on ground level.
Yeah, but not your mount.
Yeah, yeah, that's the downside.
We fixed an issue with Prometheus pre-built structure, where the resource networks were incorrectly using the same ID in the database as player-placed ones. This meant that networks would break when loading prospects. Maybe, maybe this was the issue I had in my open world, where I had to spend a couple of hours, literally hours, to redo the entire water and power network in my open world.
Ooh,
I
ouch.
know, right?
Oh my God, I would not have the fucking patience for that.
Look at it from the bright side. In the meantime, I have learned how to put wires down that neater, so the new power lines are less bendy and more straight corners and such. So at least there's that. But it was a pain to do because I couldn't disconnect a bench from the resource network. No, I had to pick up the bench and then click on the leftover puck to remove the old power line.
Oh
So
God.
it was a lot of work.
Yeah, having to do everything twice.
So
Yeah.
uh, maybe that was the issue with my open world as well. I don't know. I do know it's a pain if you have to do it. So yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
glad I fixed that. Um, this could be an interesting one. Added a details panel to the escape menu to show how many buildables, deployables and mounts are active in the prospect. This should help users identify potential issues with too many of X objects active in the prospect and why performance may be suffering.
Yeah, so instead of going, oh my God, I haven't got enough power, what did I just do? What's lost power? Then you've got to find it and
Uh,
yeah,
More like,
decide whether or not you need a wind turbine or a battery for it.
no, it's more like, why is my prospect so slow? Now I can see how many building pieces do I have, how many benches, how many mounts,
Yeah,
and then say like, oh hey, I have like 100 mounts. Maybe I should like lay off some of those mounts in an attempt to regain some performance there. It's
yeah,
definitely going to be interesting to see some numbers there.
yeah. Okay. So they added the ability to change the sell amount by tens in the workshop when selling exotics.
So plus 10 instead of plus 1.
Yes,
How
that'd
often
be
do you
good.
sell exotics actually? But let
I've never
me.
sold any,
Yeah.
so.
On the other hand, I do know Karl was doing way less gameplay than we do, especially than I do.
Hmm.
And at some point he was short on Ren. Then logging in on my open world, he got a nice exotics boost, so he could sell exotics for Ren.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Next one. Ensure that info text doesn't create a blank box in the quest UI. Can't say I've seen this happen, but so. Also don't recall having seen this in Discord.
Okay.
Fix the bug where clicking empty container on containers that were not in the first storage slot in the character UI would cause it to not fill up until you moved it. I've done my fair share of empty container, especially when I was testing out the Larkwell Martinez heated canteen, and the thing was never in the first slot in my inventory, but I never had an issue filling it back up again. So
Okay.
I'm not sure when this bug happened. I don't recall
Okay.
having suffered from it though.
Nope, me either. They
Fixed. Yeah.
fixed the dark toned mount tame preview images displaying incorrect iconography when bringing animals down from space via the OEI. This only applies to animals that are sent up to space after this fix.
I reckon this is then you can send up your mounts and your tames, and then they show up in your space inventory. I reckon the icon there was a tad dark.
Okay.
Now, if you have such mounts or tames in your space inventory, bring them down, send them back up, and then they get the new fixed preview images.
Yeah. Okay. That good. Good, good, good. Fixed a bunch of the scanners appearing upside down in third person due to an incorrectly rotated prop bone in the scanner focusable. This has been fixed by creating a new anim with the correct rotation and offset for third person.
Well, I don't use scanners that often, and I tend to like keep them in one place. I'm not not hunting for exotics. I've plenty of exotics anyway. And if I do carry a scanner on my back, if I'm walking, I'm always playing in first person mode. So I have never have this happen to me personally.
No. Can't say as I've seen it.
But hey, I'm glad I fixed it. It looks better.
Yeah, well, it would, yeah, kind of look a bit silly if you look at third person and suddenly you've got an upside down scanner on your back.
Exactly.
Okay,
Now for the
next one
headstone
is
mission, we've added additional cleanup steps to clear quest objects if the quest is abandoned or otherwise ends without the final completion cleanup. Headstone is one of the new null sector missions, if I'm not mistaken.
okay. Yep.
Yeah, it's very annoying if quest objects don't clear up properly. We have seen it in my solo open world, the Prometheus storyline quest,
Okay.
where I had to send up data and there was this endless stream of animals coming in. Uh, After I abandoned it, like the first time, it stopped working at some point, stopped transmitting, so I had to abandon the quest.
Okay.
Then the second time I came back, uh, it was a tad tough to actually hook it up proper to power. It stopped at like 40 or so percent and didn't upload no more either, so I had to abandon again. Then, after I abandoned it the second time, I went back to that location, and lo and behold, the data storage device was still there. And actually, there were two there on top of one another.
Oh, okay.
Hence the issue I had the second time connecting the power.
Yes.
And I had to restore the prospect from a backup from before I started this operation to get rid of those remaining quest objectives because I
Okay.
couldn't complete the quest anymore.
Yeah.
Luckily, I still had a backup from before I started the quest first time.
Yeah. Okay.
So apparently Headstone had kind of a similar issue. I'm very glad I fixed that because this is gonna log mission progress in your open world, and if you don't have a backup file from before you started operation, then
You're
you're basically
screwed.
screwed because you can never complete that mission in that open world.
Yeah.
And especially it's a storyline quest. Tough luck, mate. You cannot complete the storyline. So I'm very happy they added
Fix
additional
that.
cleanup steps here.
Okay.
They updated the flow meter, so when reloading prospects, it will not initialize and it will work correctly again. Um, as of late, it went into like a in-between state between electric and water. You had to like switch it over for it to actually start working again. This was the same issue when they introduced the flow meter. The issue had been gone for a while,
Okay.
but now lately the issue has come back, and I'm not sure which during which update this was. I don't
Okay.
know. Might have had something to do with some kind of rework of the water network. I don't know.
Possibly.
But I mean, it's not a problem. It's just slightly annoying.
Okay. And finally, they fixed the generators and the electric water pump not correctly displaying the relevant electricity and water consumption or provisions of.
I've never had an issue with the electric water pumps not showing how much water they provide actually. And I've been doing a bit of checking of my power and water networks lately. So I don't recall having seen a problem with the electric water pump. Generator, on the other hand, I haven't used in ages.
Okay.
I mean, even in my null sector bases, I just work with solar panels and batteries. I'm not gonna fool around with hauling around generators. I know they are specifically made for this, especially like the after they changed the generators, made a big one and a small portable one.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so you can bring that with you if you want to make a quick shelter in the null sector.
Yep.
Uh, I haven't bothered with doing all those things. The only one I'm actually carrying around is a water tank. Especially in the ash lines, you're definitely gonna want one.
Okay.
But then I leave it in the ash lines when I go to the ice sheets, cause there you don't need it no more.
Yeah.
But yeah, electric sorry, generators, I haven't used those in ages.
Okie dokie.
Anyway, next week, reinforced wood will be updated. Next week we'll continue with any more fixes for null sector that crop up, and we also add a new variation to the wood. We'll add a new variation, they say here, but reinforced wood they're talking about. Reinforced wood has been in the game for a while already, but it had the same mesh as normal wood.
Mm-hmm.
So the only way to tell those two apart is look at the durability of the building piece.
Yes.
I believe like 1k for the wood and I don't know, 2.5k for the reinforced wood.
Mm-hmm.
1750 whatever, slightly more.
Okay.
So when they say here we add a new variant, being a reinforced wood, and not entirely accurate. Reinforced
Okay.
wood will have brand new materials and requires beeswax in its creation. Already, it's already there, and you have to use beeswax. So it's visually distinct from its regular wood counterparts. Right now it is not. Hopefully next week it will.
Okay.
We previously did this with a reinforced glass tier. And yes, that one is definitely visually distinct from the normal glass.
Yeah, it is.
And we now thought it was time to do the same with the wood.
Yeah, because you rebuilt my solo
Yeah, the
outpost
upside pyramid,
in
upside down
reinforced
pyramid.
glass.
Actually, there is no real visual difference between that variant of the reinforced glass and the normal glass. That variant, by the way, you can no longer craft. It's still there. You can still use it.
Okay.
You cannot craft
Yeah.
it no more. There is a
Okay.
new type of reinforced glass now, which actually is visually different. Uh, Clearer glass, so it's easier to look outside, so I like it a lot.
Cool. Alrighty. Looks like I'll have to get you in to rebuild another pyramid in the new glass, and we'll see what the difference is.
You can do it yourself easily.
Yeah.
Just make reinforced glass panels and use your repair hammer to replace the old ones with the new ones.
Yep. Okay. Your support makes these updates possible. So we've got the pets bundle there where you get the creature comforts pack, the pet companions pack, and the zebra rescue mission. And the complete the set, which will give you everything you don't have if you have the base game.
And if you don't have the base game yet, it will even add
Give you
the
that.
base game.
Yeah. So you get absolutely everything
All the
from start to
outposts,
finish.
all the extra DLCs, everything.
Yeah. And that brings us to this week's changelog. So the new content is basically about
Well, all three items we already talked about. The
yeah,
headstone, additional cleanup
mission.
steps.
Yeah.
Sell exotics, you can now increase the amount by 10.
Yeah.
And the details panel in the escape menu show the number of buildables, deployables, and mounts active.
Okay. So we have the things that have been fixed. They have removed some unnecessary blueprint array copying that was causing infinite loops to trigger in editor.
So
I can't have that.
not something we would notice. This is more like the editors are more for the devs.
Yeah. Um, but there you go. They fixed that, so good for them. Do you want to read that one out?
So added a fix for existing spline resource networks becoming broken or disconnected when starting some of the null sector missions. Spline networks that are loaded in at runtime via pre-built mission structures now check for network ID collisions, i.e. This network ID is it already in use, and will
Mm-hmm.
automatically adjust set ID in the database. Previously, pre-built structure networks would reuse their original IDs, but it's always the same ID. But it did mean that if existing networks, player built ones, had the same IDs, those would be overridden, resulting in incorrectly merged networks and splines being disconnected or deleted. It definitely sounds like the issue I had.
Yeah. Okay.
Generator and electric water pump not showing the electricity and water consumption provisions we have already talked about.
Yeah.
Floor
Floor.
torch mesh has been replaced with a new combined mesh. Shadow casting is turned off to avoid visible noise. Visual noise. Visible noise. This morning I put Red Bull in my Senseo. Now I can see noises.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of a misnomer there, isn't it?
Exactly.
Just a little bit,
Yeah, floor
So,
torches now apparently have a new mesh, and they automatically have shadow casting turned off for them. Okay.
okay.
Deploy audio for animal crates have been adjusted. Large animal crate open audio has gained some more weight, so it sounds like a large crate being opened instead of a small one.
Yeah, okay.
Adding the audio and events for both a large and a medium crates. And, they were added last week.
Okay.
Deleted a revisions file from Outpost 001 folder that has been retired, so cleaning of the local files, always nice.
Yeah, that speeds stuff up.
Updated flow meter order of reloading network to prevent multiple settings of network type on a restart. So slightly faster on restart.
Okay.
Second Arctic area on Blue Quad Prometheus has been rebuilt. I reckon this has to do with the missing meshes in the northern part of the ice sheets.
Okay.
Moved floating macro meshes down in the same area, the Blue Quad on Prometheus.
So maybe they're not
So
floating anymore.
exactly, now they're on the ground. And basically rebuilt the entire Arctic area.
Okay.
Removed profiling from null sector audio testing. Again, this is not something we should notice.
Okay.
Now we come into, is this a fix? Is this future content? Well, it's a fix for future content. Adding
Yeah.
base setup for the Golem Gauntlet and the Slug Launcher legendary weapons to test out the new base poses for these weapons types. The Gauntlet needs some bespoke hookup, as it's a different approach to equipping weapons. So just as a placeholder blueprint at the moment, respective animations etc. are added and hooked up. But this is like a fix for some future content. We have seen these mentioned in future content multiple times already.
Okay.
Um, No, fix
The
bugs,
scanner,
bunch of the
3D upside
scanners.
down thing.
Yeah.
We spoke about that above.
The dark mountain and tame preview images we've talked about. Ensure info text doesn't create blank box in Quest UI. I still don't know what they mean here. So next. Optimized mining drill logic that would become significantly more expensive when the drill was powered and inventory was full. Oh, cool. So they now optimize it. So if the drill is full, it'll and still powered, it'll create less. It'll consume less processing cycles.
Okay.
Consume less processing resources, CPU resources. Good.
Okay.
Fix a bug where if you scroll over empty slots, it will stop allowing you to scroll. Yeah, I rarely have empty
I've
slots in my
had
hotbar.
that. I've had it was really early on, so I remember having that.
I've not encountered this myself, but then again, like I said, I rarely have empty slots on my hotbar.
Yeah, me too. Well, I maybe have one that I can interchange, like from a scythe to a hammer or something.
Yeah, but I have a couple of slots which have like dual purpose indeed, either a tool or a weapon, but
Yeah.
it's never empty. There's always something in.
Okay.
Fix a bug with the new atmosphere controller settings where the weatherman utility widget was not able to set the time correctly. Oh, thank you for the info. Fix a bug
Okay.
where Nativized atmosphere controller was not correctly initializing some variables leading to flashing sun color. Can't say I've
Oh,
noticed. Can't say I've encountered this myself.
fair enough.
Nativise some more atmosphere controller update functions. Devs, so not players, devs can now use the force player index is parameter, command line parameter to reload a save file as a different on prospect character. Development build only. Very handy for troubleshooting prospects. Like sometimes if you have an issue and then devs ask you to send you the prospect file, well, they can't straight away load into the prospect, obviously, because the character is uh, not present in the prospect.
Yeah.
So with this command line parameter, they can proper log their own character in. So
Okay.
very good for troubleshooting buggy prospect files. But again, development build only, so not something we will be able to do. Definitely
Okay.
not something we should do. So fix the lake depth on outpost 9 on red quad. No idea which outpost 9 is, but okay, sure.
We'll find out, I'm sure.
I don't know, I don't play Outposts anymore. I did way back, but no, this was like before open world. I used Outposts to build,
Yeah.
to have persistent bases and everything.
Yeah.
After the introduction of open worlds, I stopped using Outposts.
Yeah. My outpost is currently an ode to the OG.
Yep, with all the old benches in still.
Yeah.
The old,
And
old electric furnace, which by the way, Uh, in one of the recent missions on, I don't even recall, was it on my new Olympus open world or was it one of the latest missions in Prometheus? Uh, no, that was in Prometheus, the last mission in Prometheus, last storyline mission in Prometheus before Null Sector. There was a pre-built structure in that mission which had a couple of electric furnaces. The old mesh.
oh, nice.
Yeah. You know, the very small cubicle things.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it was great. It was fucking pocket sized.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So the next one, please.
So added some macro rocks, added moss sands, no material variants for the DLC2 map. Not sure which DLC2 is though. Is it Prometheus or is Prometheus DLC 1 and is this DLC 2 the Dangerous Horizons map or maybe some other DLC? That I do not know.
We'll find out. No, I've no doubt.
I reckon it's.
Um,
I reckon, to be honest, it's either New Horizons or another DLC.
okay. Alrighty. I'm sure
Uh,
this one's just for the devs.
yeah. Add cheats to destroy all or certain deployables and all buildings for the prospect performance testing. So get rid
Yeah,
of all the benches, all the deployables, see what impact this will have on performance. So, so you can get a bit of an idea like how much performance benches cost, or how
yeah,
much performance all the buildables are gonna cost. Those things.
yeah. Okay. And this one sounds like a note to self: resave level after file move.
Uh, yeah, they moved some files around and they had to resave it, so it gets into the new build.
Yeah. Remove empty, obsolete sublevels from Olympus.
Thank you for cleaning that up.
Yeah. Clean up remaining outpost 001 file moved to developer folder.
And
So again,
resave the level after that file move, eh?
yeah, yeah. And miscellaneous updates to editor tools for profiling. So that's definitely a dev one. Uh, disable CPU access on trees which shouldn't need it. No other trees do.
Not sure what kind of trees they're talking about. Are they talking about like the wooden trees in game, or are they talking about code trees, decision trees, mission trees? I don't know.
Maybe it's a money tree. I don't know. Never mind.
Well, it's just trees with a
Abilities are
capital T.
endless.
So
Yeah, I just envision a tree that you got to plug in order to get it to work.
yeah.
Alrighty, this next one is definitely for you.
Fixed shield stats overriding the main weapon stats. Incidentally, fix the bug where if you equip an item shield and then press the same item slot, it won't bring the hands out. It now correctly does. Could this be related to the bug we had at some point where the shield did not disappear? I don't
That's
know.
what, yeah, that's what I was thinking. That it would actually take it away and put the hands back as it should be.
Yeah. But incidentally fix that bug. So I'm working on a bug,
They fixed
and
something
then
else.
like, oops, I accidentally fixed some other bug as well.
Uh, See, there's no mistake. There's just happy accidents.
Exactly.
Okay, fixed foliage RVT mask actor bounds not covering the level properly in Prometheus. Grass should now properly cull when buildings are placed on it. Okay, so they're not going to like poke through the floor and shit.
Yep.
Okay. Ice sheet prefab cave with double stacked ore removed. Oh,
Yep. There was this. I've seen at least one report, indeed, of a mineral node there which had like double ore. Was I believe both iron and platinum in the same location. That has been fixed now.
okay. Yeah, I've had one where it looked like oxide and I was mining sulfur or something like that. It was really strange. But yeah, that's good. A bummer now that they've actually changed it because you could get double for a node, but there you go.
Uh,
Fixed second entrance to Volcano Cave on Outpost 9 in Red Quad.
Again, not sure which outpost it is, but apparently there was a
Mm,
cave there which was supposed to have two entrances, one not accessible. They fixed it something to that extent, I reckon.
okay. And they added moss variant materials for the LC cave floors.
I'll see lava something.
Lava cave, cave floors? No.
I don't know.
Lava, no.
No, it's an area.
Yeah, okay.
We have lava flows, but I don't know. Or is this like biome? More biome than area. SW for swamp, GL for grasslands. I don't know.
AC for Arctic.
Yeah, we have seen those abbreviations before. But I'm not
Yeah.
sure what LC stands for. But whatever.
Oh, well. And now the favourite bit. We're on to future content where we can speculate and imagine to the heart's content.
Now the first one already addresses something Carl and I were speculating about last week.
Okay.
Breeding. Bulls now have a behavior option to enable fertilization of nearby cows. When the option is set to fertilize, they will now gain a modifier which will start the fertilization process. So we will get breeding.
Yes.
There's gonna be a bull, cow and calf. For the sheep, ram, sheep and lamb.
Yeah.
Hopefully we're gonna get a rooster as well. So we can start breeding chicken. So we can finally safely start using chicken meat instead of right now the only way to get a chicken is buying it from the workshop.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna kill the chicken just so I can eat grilled chicken, because then I have to buy
No.
a new one from the workshop.
Yeah.
If, however, we will gonna be able to breed chicken, that's gonna be a whole different story.
Yeah, because that gives you eggs.
You already have eggs,
Yeah.
but it will allow you to
Breed your own grilled chicken.
yeah, you can then cull your chickens and they will breed and multiply, so you won't run out of chicken, so you don't have to buy a new chicken from the workshop every time you kill one to eat some grilled chicken.
Yeah.
So breeding,
Okay.
nice.
Sounds
Which
good.
is gonna make me wonder, are we gonna get extra talents for breeding? If so, it might mean create yet another character, because all my characters have spent like about all the talent points already.
Yeah, so you have yeah, you have a farmer and you have a hunter and you have a miner and now we're going to need a farmer.
Yeah, and a farmer,
Well, I mean, we've
like,
kind of got a farmer because you've got the greener grow thing that my character does.
yeah, I've
Um,
created a character which has a lot of talents into the farmer and into the husbandry talent trees.
yeah.
And then the other talent points I use on other stuff for like mining as usual and such. Now if we are gonna get talents for breeding, maybe I should then respec those talent points I used for mining and put them into breeding. Husbandry.
Maybe they'll just add it onto the tree so that if you've got one tree from top to bottom, you get the talent point so you can spend it to open it because they've done that before. If
Yeah,
you have a certain level of skill down a particular tree,
it
then
it opens up next talent points to be unlocked. You still would have to spend talent points to get to that particular to unlock that particular talent.
Yes, but we've been in a position where they've given us a new talent, but then they've also given us an extra talent point to use on it.
They upped the talent level cap from 50 to 60. When was it with the introduction of Prometheus?
Yeah, but those two,
And as we have seen in the patch
we
notes,
hit that
when
automatically
now
as soon as the Switch came out.
as we have seen in the patch notes, if you finish that last storyline mission on the Null sector, you will get 3 additional talent points for
Okay,
all your characters,
okay,
past and present and future. So yeah, you will your level cap will increase to 63 talent points
yeah,
as a reward for completing the null sector missions. Not sure I want to spend those 3 talent points in a potential husbandry talent tree, in which I might need way more than 3. But this is future, this is purely speculation. Uh,
yeah.
We'll have to wait and see, but I do wonder, are we gonna get some talents for husbandry as well? We'll see.
Interesting question. So,
Let's see, any more new stuff? Bull setup update has vestiges now. Good, good. Milk. Cows now accumulate milk over time, and when milked, will provide a certain number of liters. It may take multiple objects to milk a cow. A stool and a bucket, and if you do
yeah,
it by hand, or maybe some kind of milking machine where you have to put the cow in and then hook it up, etc. I hope it's
yeah.
going to be like the manual milking though. You ever done that before?
Can't say as I have.
I haven't done it with cows. I've done it with goats though, but the principle is the same.
Yeah,
So yeah, we are going to get milk, cow milking.
cool.
Go get a vestige, adding milk bottle and pail blueprints in recipes. Not sure what pail is though. English is not my main language, so
Pail bucket.
okay, bucket. Okay. Uh, calf, we're gonna get calves, which makes sense, you know, if you
Yeah,
start breeding.
yeah,
Skill reduction, reducing skeleton mesh, add correct physical material. Added male and female creature modifier icons. Right now they're unisex, every animal in
yeah.
Icarus.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to start doing some raiding, then yeah, you need male and female indeed.
Yeah. Unless, of course, you're dealing with frogs, but that's a whole
Hermaphrodites.
nother ball game.
Yep.
Anyway.
I'm not planning on raiding frogs though.
No. Oh, there you go.
Milking.
There's a decent boss for the swamplands. Giant frog.
Yeah, what kind of attack we're talking about? Melee attack with like the tongue flinging at you? Yeah, could be.
Yeah, it could try and jump on you, and like
For
try and
that one
splat you.
we're still waiting on the giant rabbit, huh?
Yeah, we're still waiting on the killer bunny.
Yeah, and that one is gonna do the stomp attack.
Yeah,
So for the giant frog,
so it could
we
do
need another attack.
it could be well, yeah, like throwing out the ton for a distance melee attack. Could be a poison radius. Could have poisonous skin.
Yeah, Poisoning on touch. Yeah.
Yeah, it could leave poisonous gloops all over the floor.
Balls of slime like the slugs in the swamp do already. Yeah.
Yeah,
You want some unique attacks, you know?
yeah. Okay, well,
Yeah. Uh, let's see. Windmills. So not wind turbines, but windmills. Huh? Interesting.
windmills.
Added placeholder proxy message to windmill, updated deployable and attached windmill blades. If this is going to be a new deployable and not another word for wind turbine, if this is going to be a new deployable windmill, what kind of mill are we talking about? I'm Dutch,
Well,
so we know all about windmills.
yeah.
Uh, so is it going to be another power producer, or are we going to use this one to uh, grind
We
flour, grind
well, it
grain into flour, or
maybe
wheat?
when we harvest, we could put the grain into the windmill and have it create
Yeah, create flour over time.
create flour over time and give us bags of flour as opposed to little pots of flour that we,
Yep.
you know,
Or we can use it for some water pumping, maybe.
yeah. Um,
Yeah, it all
I don't
depends
know.
on is this going to be a new deployable or just another word for a wind turbine.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Assault rifle. Tweaked assault rifle fire rate, durability, required ammo. Something new, horizontal and vertical recoil values. Currently there is no recoil for your guns.
Mm.
Added the ability generic for projectile weapons to define a horizontal and vertical recoil that is applied after firing. Hmm. So there's going to be a new behavior in game for your guns. Recoil.
Okay.
Okay, well, it's going to be opening up a lot of possibilities. Attachments which decrease the recoil, for example,
Yeah.
or maybe skills which decrease the recoil,
Maybe. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, attachments would make sense, really, wouldn't it? You can put them into the arms of your pieces,
or
your
on the
gauntlets.
rifle itself.
Yeah, could do.
So, yeah. More about breeding. Committing code change to Icarus taming data so we can now specify multiple creatures that juveniles can grow up into. So, would indicate multiple creatures breeding. Again,
Yeah.
I'm thinking about bovine, cow, bull, calf, sheep, ram, sheep, lamb.
Yeah.
Hopefully chicken as well. Edit deployable windmill, blah blah. Changing cow, bull, calf, ram, chicken, lamb base classes. So cow, bull, and calf, ram, sheep, lamb. Chicken is in there as well, so maybe. The calf can not grow up into a cow and bull, or can now. I mean, after all, if you're gonna breed, the calf has to
Yeah.
grow up into either a cow or a
Yeah.
bull.
We've had that before, haven't we? Where the knot is supposed to be now.
Exactly. So I think
Yeah,
this
it
is a
completely
type.
changes the context of the situation.
Exactly. So I'm assuming this is a typo here.
Okay.
So calves can be purchased. Adding sex assignment of a calf once it spawns in.
This
Will this be random, or will you be able to determine to say like, hey, I want to buy one male calf and three females? If it's random, you might end up with 4 males, and then yeah, sorry, mate, still no milk. Tough
Yeah,
luck.
yeah. I just note the complete spelling of that. It should be VES. It's CALVES.
Single versus plural.
Calves. One calf, two calves.
Yeah, but one calf. Is this correctly spelled for singular?
This is correctly spelt for a singular,
Exactly.
right? This is not correctly spelt for plural.
The one above, yeah, to purchase calves, indeed. The one above is spelled incorrectly. New Zealand spelling. Sorry,
Yes,
New Zealand spelling calves.
yes. And again, milk pails,
Yeah,
different spell. Should be PAILS, as in a milk. A pail is basically an aluminium bucket.
the big ones. I know those from way back.
Yeah,
Way back.
yeah. Okay, so moving swiftly on.
Let's see. Any more new stuff?
um, uh,
No, no more new stuff. Or at least not for the people who have been following the patch notes.
no, no. There's quite a lot of new stuff in there for me, but I have been reading in my spare time, so I'm getting the hang of some of it. But just bear with, because it has been way too long since I've done this. But now I'm DPD free. I can get back to normal.
Exactly. So subsequent gameplay will be co-op gameplay again. Yay. Now
Yay!
there isn't really anything to test out. Except null sector. Let's rephrase it. The things to test out is either null sector, which we don't have access to in co-op because it is being unlocked by a mission in the mission tree after the mission that until null sector drop was the last storyline mission. So we have to finish those missions first on co-op before we can even start null sector missions. So in co-op
So,
there will be no null sector. Other new stuff to test out we can do basically everywhere, like the details menu.
yeah. So, why don't we just kind of kill two birds with one stone and do a bit of co-op play to progress the storyline missions? Because we've not been able to do that because I've been absent.
Exactly, that's what I was working towards. So I suggest we just continue our co-op play as
Yeah,
subsequent gameplay.
yes, we'll do that. That sounds really good to me.
Alrighty.
Alrighty. So not a particularly long update this week, but that's, they've been super busy.
Yep.
So,
I,
and it makes a nice intro back to the Let's Discuss playlist and a nice introduction as well back to co-op play.
oh,
Looking forward to this, but I do need to take a break because I really need to pee.
yeah. Still, it was almost an hour on this discussion. So
It's
yeah,
it's been a good one.
yeah.
Yeah, nice, easy reintroduction. It's good to be back. Thank you very much for keeping everybody going on your side.
Oh yeah.
Apologies for the absence, but we're back now, back to normal gameplay and back to normal streaming. So Monday, Friday, that's how it is. So we will come back. Uh, can we come back at quarter to the hour?
So 20 minutes from now, sure can do.
Yes,
Can do.
that would be good.
Gives me time for a
Gives
quick smoke as well. So
Yeah, likewise. So I am going to say thank you very much to everybody who watched.
So yeah, this was our weekly patch notes. As usual, we start the patch notes every Friday night at 21:30 British Summer Time. Um, we are gonna take a quick break now. Echo's back, so the subsequent gameplay, which will be, by the way, in a new stream, which will start Q2. So in 20 minutes, I'll start a new stream in which we will do subsequent gameplay, which will be co-op gameplay again, finally. And we'll continue our Prometheus storyline missions. With a bit of luck, next week Karel will be able to join again. He was traveling this weekend. Next weekend he should be here again. And the week after, the Monday night, we can do co-op gameplay again. And hopefully he will be able to join with the co-op gameplay again as well. But we'll have to see how quickly he can set up his gaming rig once he's back home. For now, though, thanks for being here. Appreciate it, really. We went through the update, so you don't have to. Nice bit of like looking at the future content is always nice for speculation and such. We're gonna take a break now, and we will back a quarter to the hour with a new stream, and hopefully I'll see you all there.